Hey beauty school dropouts, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about R. Kelly, child. Robert Kelly. It's so much stuff I got to talk about. Who his daddy is, allegedly, child. All these extra tapes. Things is piling up. I made a video like 20 minutes ago and now I have to remake it because there's more. There's more. There's more. Jeez, goodness gracious. Before we begin, please don't forget to like, subscribe, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm JoviBeauty, can't miss me, boo. JoviBeauty, all my platforms. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. It's here or there or somewhere, okay, child? Hit that bell notification so you know whenever I drop a new video, okay? All right. Child, let's start with the easy stuff. Okay, let's start with the easy stuff. Let's start with Geronda, child. Geronda dropped information speaking to the grand jury. There are multiple tapes that the feds allegedly have on R. Kelly and showcasing what he was doing, basically raping children. This is all alleged, but it's rape. Basically raping little girls. You know, they might have some little, you know, we don't know. And their feds have these tapes. There are going to be a lot more people that's going to get dragged down to the pits of hell from which R. Kelly came because of said tapes, you know, flying children across state lines. It's about to get real for R. Kelly. We should probably watch out. You know, he might pull a Jim Jones. He might pull a Jim Jones, and I'm gonna tell you why. I saw this video today, y'all. First, it was on Gossip XO's page. She made a video about that last night, this morning. I saw it this morning when I woke up. I went to the person she made the video about, their page. This psychic reader called AUD. Solange messes with AUD, okay? A lot of people mess with this lady. So, and y'all know I'm into the psychic stuff and I believe in a lot of things. So listen, this woman said a lot of things that I already thought and I already said, but she added more layers to it, okay? She added layers along the lines of R. Kelly's grandfather is allegedly his father, which I already assumed. I kind of knew that. That whole story of when R. Kelly said, and when people said, you know, he walked into a room and his mom and people were having sex and they told him to pick up the camera and start taking pictures. That's why he's so obsessed with the videos and the pictures and whatnot. I believe 100% that it was his mother and her father who were having sex when he came into the room, and it, you know, added to the perversion that they already tried to instill in him. Allegedly, this man was part of the Masons, very Christian, very occult, very ritualistic, and they would have, you know, they would basically perform ritual sex activities while they perform incest on their children, on other people's children. She even spoke about and brought Aretha Franklin and her father into the mix, who we all know is word around the black community. It's alleged, but word around the black community is Aretha Franklin's first son was her father's child, because no one know who that boy daddy is, and she was like 13 or 12 or something like that. And we know, let's not act like we don't know this stuff is happening in the church now. And it's not just the Catholic church, it's not just the Caucasian churches, it's happening in these black churches, and people don't want to talk about it. It's a lot of demonic things going on, and we choose not to talk about it because, you know, it's of God. But the thing is, and y'all know I don't do religion at all. You know, when I talk about God, I'm talking about God, talking about the creator of the, you know, everything. Everybody doesn't believe in the same God, okay? A lot of these people, in my opinion, and based on her opinion as well, you got to watch this lady's live. You got to watch 10 minutes in. I'm going to put the link down below so you can go watch her live videos for yourself. 10 minutes in, she jumped off talking about R. Kelly and the and the grandfather and the sacrifice they made, and how, you know, they would just like, you know how you would see just Masonic rituals like surrounding these young girls and boys. She was talking about James Cleveland, who is the godfather or king of gospel music. And if you don't know, word around the black community, the church community, you know, one, R. Kelly was one of his proteges. A lot of these gospel singers, especially a lot of them who are caught up in a lot of insanity, were his proteges, okay? Number one, he was never married, never nothing, but he always had a whole bunch of little boys around him, little homeless boys he had moved into his house. He had died, I believe they said, from like a stroke or a heart attack. Don't quote me on that, but he was also HIV positive, and that is alleged, but this is what they're saying in the information. And there was this guy, this happened back when he died in 91, that came out, that was like his adopted son or whatever, that sued the estate and had to sign an NDA or whatever. But again, you know how churches are. We know how churches are. I don't care. We all know how they are. And they gave him a whole bunch of money because this boy was living with him when he was like 12 or whatever. And now he has HIV too. He was saying, you know, like they raped him, a lot of ritualistic sacrifices, a lot of sexual sacrifices, a lot of, you know, like murder, a lot. I spoke the other day about how I personally think there are a lot of girls who might have been hurt to that extreme by R. Kelly and his goonies that are around him, that have been around him for the last 35-40 years, protecting him, protecting his perversion from the limelight. I think a lot of people who end up missing, a lot of girls who end up missing in Chicago probably got caught up in some craziness like that. Like a lot of those little boys who were missing in LA got caught up in that whole James Cleveland situation. And people really believe, and I'm starting to believe it too, that, you know, there was sacrificing them. You know, they were sacrificing them not only sexually, but like consuming flesh, doing a whole bunch of Masonic secret society stuff. Y'all out here talking about the Illuminati, but your churches is the freaking Illuminati. You follow, listen, this woman was talking about watching like the service and seeing like all of the demons around them and like all of this, and they sold their soul so they can have this extra talent. They already had the talent, right? Because they make sure to inbreed it into each other, like other people of other races have done in the past, you know, especially when they followed Christianity, is inbreeding it to keep your bloodline pure, but it also makes you freaking insane. So it makes you kind of like an insane genius. Who do we know that's insane and horrible, but also a musical genius at the same time? We know a lot of people like this, but we know one in particular who is just obsessive demonic with the perversion. Y'all listen, it's a lot of people. Listen, just because you go, you have to watch out. Y'all know I don't do the church, but you have to be very careful when you show up at these churches, because when that pastor is speaking, you don't know who he's talking to. A lot of these men, and they were saying, the lady was saying, you gotta watch them videos, child. Like a lot of these churches, and I believe it, and they do this because people have said this, people have admitted this over the years, people who have been strong enough to say this shit out loud. A lot of these churches, you know, bring in these single mothers, have these women here, have them working for them and doing all this stuff so they feel like special, just so they can get access to your sons, just so they can get access to your children, just so they can do these things to them, and they sell their soul, and they just listen. It might sound crazy, but it ain't crap crazy when you really think of how church works, how the black community is. We don't want to admit the perversion that goes on within the house. You think these people are going to admit the perversion that goes on within the church? All these little girls in these church ended up pregnant. Nobody know who the father is. Come to find out, it's the deacon, it's the this, it's the that. Like, this is the underground puppetry of it. It's the puppetry of it. It's insane. It's insane. I'm telling y'all, this isn't the whole thing is insane, you know, but I really feel like church is of the devil. I really and truly feel like church is of the devil, because the things that happen within a lot of these churches is not of God. It is not of the God that we think of, that normal people think of when they think of God. You know, it is of their God, their satanic God, their, you know, whatever they believe, whatever that's happening in their family, in their community. Let's not act like the molestation rate amongst African Americans is not ridiculously high. Let's not act like the incestual rate amongst these communities are not high. I told y'all before, the whole DMV area, I believe the incest rate in the DMV area is like 89 or something like that percent, like the incest rate. Why? Because the breeding farms were there, you know, and the breeding farms coupled with that strong Christian push. Listen, just because people follow things because they're told to and they don't realize why. You know, but again, those breeding farms in the DMV area, a lot of those people moved west where? To Chicago, moved west where? To Detroit. They were talking about, I told y'all before about like Aretha Franklin's father, how all of these people are connected. All of these people know each other. It is not a coincidence that they're talking about, you know, ritualistic sex in their separate stories. And they were all alive, knowing each other, doing things that show you, you know, oh, this part of it might be true. This part, if it's so, listen, ain't no such thing as a million coincidences. Ain't no such thing as a million coincidences. We have to really pay attention. R. Kelly is a psychopath, in my opinion. That's alleged, but in my opinion, he's a psychopath. He has been bred to do this. Like his mother has been bred since she was a child, and her father first started, you know, saying ritualistic things over her while he was molesting her, you know, with people surrounding them and a whole bunch of crazy stuff, y'all. Listen, all this is alleged, but I believe it. And I'm gonna put this lady's link in the bottom so y'all can go ahead and read and see if you get it like I'm getting it. If you don't, it's cool, but there is so much more deep rooted things in R. Kelly and R. Kelly's family, and even the way they discuss these things, that let you know that this is nothing. It's nothing that you think it is. It is so deep. This thing goes so far back. This is what you call a generational curse. Like when I say generational curse all the time, you know, people think it's just, you know, no, it is energy. You know, you could call it a spirit, you could call it whatever. It is energy propelling the negativity that's trying to just, you know, drag you to the pits of hell from which it came, child. Just leeching and sucking out every bit of fucking innocence, decency. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm done. Go watch the lady video and tell me what y'all think in the bottom. And again, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it. And we're raising money to send me to VidCon. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. So if you find it within your heart to donate some money, please, the link is in the description. Donate money so I can get to VidCon and I can get me this new computer so I can scream like a streamer should stream. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.